Before this face-to-face conference, it's essential the facilitators meet with the victim and the offender several times to risk assess them and to discover their needs and expectations. Successful restorative justice depends on managing outcomes that are realistic for all parties.
Thank you very much for coming. We are first going to start by going around the room and introducing ourselves with a name that we'd like to be referred to during the conference. I'm Annette.
Jill. Ellen.
I'm Carl.
I'm Joe.
I'm Joanne.
We're here to discuss the burglary that took place on the 23rd of March at the house of Jill, and also the attempted burglary at Ellen's. Now, this meeting is not to decide whether Joanne is a good or a bad person. It's to focus on what she's done and how her behaviour has affected you. And it's to give you an opportunity to tell Joanne about the harm which has been caused as a result, and to give you an opportunity to see how they've been affected. And hopefully through this process we can all help to heal the harm that's been caused by the burglary. Okay? Right. So the ground rules, everybody knows them. I've explained to you the number one is no interrupting. And I will make sure that any questions you have get answered, so just allow everybody to have their say. If you need a time out at any time or for any reason, we can do that. And refrain from any swearing and verbal abuse, please. So, is everybody happy with the ground rules? And has everybody switched off their mobiles? Now, how we start is we start with Joanne, talking about what happened on the 23rd of March. Joanne, would you like to tell Jill and Ellen what happened?
On the 23rd of March, we broke into your house, got in through a window, just random, just knocked on the door, no one was in. I can't remember loads about it, but I remember going in and taking a jewellery box. I think it was quite a big jewellery box, and I remember emptying it into a carrier bag.
What were you thinking about at the time, Joanne?
Just thinking about getting some money from my drug habit. Just wanted to get in and out there quick, I don't know.
And what were your feelings?
Don't think I was feeling anything, just thinking about myself, to be honest. That's the frame of mind I was in at the time.
Who's been affected by the burglary?
Two ladies in front of me and their families.
Could I just ask how you think they've been affected?
Feel unsafe in their homes and lost valuables.
Thank you, Joanne. If we come to you now, Jill, do you want to talk about how this has been for you?
For me, the hardest part was that you took my jewellery and didn't take things that were of no emotional value in my house, like the laptops and cameras. You took all my jewellery.
Do you want to talk a bit about it?
Yeah, I'll try. Yes. It's very hard. Very hard.
Shall we go back and talk about how you found out? And then we'll go on to the...
We were away. My father had just died. Then we went away. We needed to have time out. Because I was so devastated that my father had died. So we were away having a, nice time. And then we got a phone call to say, our house had been broken into. We didn't just moved in. So it was the worst possible time I could imagine, because I was grieving for my father, and everything that I loved had gone. And it wasn't it wasn't to do with the monetary value, it was what had gone. And the thing that upset me the most was that it was this small, tiny little bits of jewellery that my sons had bought me when they were little. So it wasn't the things that were of any value monetarily, it was things that my children had bought me, which had gone and were irreplaceable. It was, all my memories had gone. A funeral of my family. My children had gone in half an hour when you were in my house. So I was devastated. Absolutely devastated.
I'm sorry. I know what I say can't really replace any of the things I stole. I just want to apologise. I didn't ever think of the consequences.
I think that's the problem, isn't it?
Yeah.
Your actions have affected me and my family a lot.
When we met, you talked about the other fallout from the crime and other issues around that.
It has made me more suspicious of people, which is what I never wanted to be. Yeah, I've always been very open-minded about people, and it has made me question more. So that has made me think about things differently.
Would you like to talk about what happened 2 days after you came back from your holiday?
As we came out of the house, you came up from the basement of the next door house, and gave me a bit of a what you're doing. We didn't stop you. We should have done, but we didn't. So there we had another 2 hours of interviews and stuff with the police, because we'd seen you, we could describe you, and it's upsetting because it's an invasion of our privacy and our house and our neighbour's house. So that's what happened then.
What's been the hardest part for you?
The hardest. Taking something that didn't belong to you. That meant an awful lot to me. That's the hardest bit. The impact on me, on my family. And it caught me at such a vulnerable time. When my father, so it's kind of a whole chain of events. My dad dying so suddenly and horribly, and then the burglary is just like too much, really too much.
Thank you. Ellen, would you like to talk about how you found out?
I suppose I'm in a similar situation to Jill, actually, with parents suddenly having died. And so you do feel more vulnerable. And when Jill was burgled, we were going away a few days later, and I did feel quite vulnerable seeing her house boarded up. And then to come back from us being away and our window boarded up was just, sort of heart in your mouth moment. And I think, obviously you're not aware of what's happening in people's lives when you burgle them, but for all you know, everyone you burgle is at a vulnerable time in their lives. And I think that's probably the most concerning thing, really. How did you get into the drug thing?
When I was about 15, I was with somebody. I didn't know he was on heroin at first. I kept seeing it every day, and it just became really normal. I just kept seeing him do it, and eventually I just got really depressed, and I tried it, and it's just been a bit of a roller coaster since then, really, with drugs and. I do actually think that the time in prison has really helped me to sort myself out. I just apologise to both of you for what I've put you through. I'm really sorry. If I could replace any of the jewellery, I would.
But you can't.
No, I know.
Is this the first time that you've actually been in prison?
Yeah.
So you think it's made an impact?
Yeah, it has, yeah. I signed up myself to, they call it Drug Recovery Community, and I signed up for it as soon as I got in there.
What would make things better for you personally? What would you like to come out of today's meeting?
Well, I think, I suppose I've had it, you know. Joanne's apologised. She can't make up for what she did, I know that. But you have apologised. I won't get back what I lost, but I think, yeah, I think she understands.
I do.
Joanne, can you see that the choices that you made have caused harm?
Yeah, I do, yeah, definitely. I just want to get my life back on track. Just want to apologise once again for doing what I did.
You had some other questions. Do you want to check
I
your
did.
questions? Do you want to have a look at my sheet?
Yes, please.
So what I do is when I met Jill, I wrote down notes from what she said, things that she might want to say to you.
Some of them are actually been answered. Are there any restrictions to go in a certain area, or do you have restrictions?
I am in Clifton. I haven't got any restrictions on where I go, but I'm working closely with the police, probation.
Yeah.
And I have got licence conditions that if I broke, I would end up back in prison again.
And that raises actually another point, which is how you would feel if you bumped into Joanne and what you would like Joanne to do. Because if she has no licence conditions about where she can go, there is a possibility that you might see each other.
Well, I don't think I'm going to sort of want to be friendly, you know. I just think that we have to respect that she's hurt me, and I think that if you saw me and that you would not acknowledge me and just, you know, carry on, I don't think it would help, actually, in any way.
Okay.
Ellen?
Is your attitude about were you to meet on the street the same as Jill's?
I probably would acknowledge you, actually, but I just hope that you would have moved on, actually. I suppose I'm worried that you're going to meet, so you're going to get back with those people that obviously led you astray. Do you think you're going
I
to?
don't think no one led me astray. I think I did it on my own.
Were you working alone? That was another one of my questions.
Yeah, I was.
This is going to sound odd, but knowing that you had a heroin addiction problem has made me understand it more. Because before, I felt that you had just come to my house and been an opportunist and just taken jewellery. So, it doesn't make it any better to me, but it makes me understand it. Whereas before, I thought you just thought, oh, I'll just go into the house and steal what I like out of greed or, you know. So, because you do it on face value, don't you? And she's very attractive and pretty and well-dressed, and, you know, you're kind of thinking, she got me on drugs, ridiculous, you know, because of how you looked. So, it's preconception, isn't it? It makes more sense to me now, which is good, actually.
Good. And I hope it helps.
It has helped, yeah.
Joanne, is there anything that you'd like to say?
I do feel like I should say like more, but I don't. I think the nerves got the better of me today, but
Me.
Carl, do you want any more, or happy to summarise?
Summarise, yeah. Right, so to summarise, Jill has described the impact that the burglary had on her and explained about the impact of losing her jewellery. She's explained that she's become over suspicious of people, which is not something that was normal in her before. Ellen has explained about the impact of the burglary or the attempted break-in to her home. And Joanne has explained how she became addicted to heroin. She explained about the work that she's done to address her issues in prison and how she wants to move forward. Jill has explained that she came ready to receive an apology, which she has in fact received. She's also expressed a wish not to be acknowledged in the street if you were to meet, whereas Ellen has expressed a wish to acknowledge Joanne, has given assurance that she addressed the issues around her drug use. Is that a fair précis of where we've been today?
I think so. I think so. So, we finished the formal part of the meeting. So, Carl's going to write this up and just take 5 to make some teas and coffees while we do this. Can I get anybody any tea or coffee?
No, thank you.
No.
Tea, black, no sugar for me.
No thanks.
Are we pretty well done?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. Just go and scan a couple of copies of this. I should be back. Thank you very much.
Great. Well, I hope that's helped.
It has helped. I wish you'd taken the laptop and all the other stuff. You didn't touch those. It's weird, you know. It's why I felt it was very personal. That's why it felt so personal, because the things that I didn't care about, like the cameras and things, are still there. So that kind of altered the whole thing, with the feeling it felt very personal.
the reason I didn't take like the laptops was because they were just too much to carry, and obviously got more money for jewellery, to be honest. I am really sorry. Because I know I wouldn't like it if it happened.
No, you wouldn't. It's like treasures, isn't it? You know.
And Saturday, thinking about it now, I can't believe I did it. It doesn't feel like it was me.
No. It's just, I was so upset, and I was also so angry.
Of course, I understand that.
They've gone, so, you know, that's it. But, you know, if this made you think, because it really does affect people hugely.
I know I can't get back what I stole, but I just wanted you to sort of meet me.
I think it does help. It kind of humanises it, doesn't it? And I think I understand more, which I didn't before. Because of the drugs, I didn't know.
So your parents still around?
Yeah.
What, have they been helpful? What do they say?
I don't really speak to my dad very much. He's quite quite strict man. But I speak to my mum.
How has she responded to what's been going on with you?
She's absolutely heartbroken. and she's found it really hard. But they'd never had been in trouble with the police or nothing, my parents, so to see their daughter in trouble is heartbreaking for them.
Okay. Right, so we had 3 outcomes. First outcome was that Joanne has apologised to Jill and Ellen. That apology was accepted. Second outcome was that Jill has asked not to be acknowledged if she was to meet Joanne in the street. Ellen has asked to be acknowledged if she was to meet Joanne in the street. Is that an accurate?
Seems a bit cold, doesn't it?
No, it's all right.
No, it doesn't actually, that's fine.
So we're happy, okay. Right, I just need a few signatures. So let's start over here. First we get your signature, because Jill's asked. Okay.
That's it,
Thank you
thank
very
you.
much.
I think everyone's bunged up at the minute.
I feel I've got conjunctivitis. My husband's got
That's so sad, eh?
conjunctivitis, and I mean, I have been crying, but it's just. You know, you get like weeping eye.
Yeah, it's also when your sinuses are full, it makes your eyes watering.
I should say these outcomes, and they can be timed and they can be monitored. So if any of the outcomes from this meeting were requesting Joanne do certain things, we would follow it up, check that she was doing them, and report back.
I'd like to know how she's doing. Yeah. I would hope that she would take something from this.
Okay. Well, can I add that to your
You
outcome?
may. Yeah, yeah.
Right, so- yeah.
Yeah.
And do you agree?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I think it'd be good for me to think that out of all this that's happened, that something good, positive
Yeah, I agree.
can come out of it.